The Golden Knights dominate the Capitals on Saturday night. We have a recap, plus goalie news, and St. Louis singing the blues coming in on the tail end of a back-to-back. Chris Golick will get to all that ahead on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
Your Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast, and make sure that you check out the YouTube channel and subscribe on Locked On Golden Knights. We are brought to you today by Sleeper. Use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL when you download the Sleeper app. You'll get a $100 match on your first deposit, up to $100, I should say. Terms and conditions apply. That's Locked On NHL. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Chris, a 4-1 VGK win over Washington on Saturday night, and it wasn't really that close. When you go back and reflect on that game, doesn't Jack Eichel call these games guilty games? It appeared as though
I remember that. That was good.
Remember that one?
That was good. That was a good one.
It appears as though the Caps looked a little bit hungover. There's no doubt about it. They had a few too many nightcaps, I think, the night before. And I want to start off with the second period and just VGK's dominance as they kept the puck in the attacking zone for a long, long time. They played keep away, and the Caps just could not get the puck away from VGK. And the Golden Knights had just one goal in that second period, but they extended the lead. And let's talk about their dominance there first. I think that, to me, was the difference in the game.
The only concern about this game was the Golden Knights potentially not being able to put the Caps away. The Caps had 5 shots on goal through the first 30 minutes of the game or something like that. To be fair, to try to keep a balanced approach here, the Caps had a lot of decent chances in the first that didn't necessarily translate to a shot on goal. Just the Golden Knights took a little bit to officially put them away, so to speak. And this is actually kind of cool. Chris was at the game. He was in the season ticket seats. I was doing the press box thing. But during the second period, we always hook up and we walk around and we explore the arena and kind of peek in different views and just whatever to spend some time together. There's a section on the concourse that has a big digital display. Instead of showing the game, it shows the number of each player on the ice and where the puck is, and they're kind of following it around and stuff. And we heard the crowd inside the arena as we watched the number 9 skate in alone on a breakaway and get a goal. So that was kind of cool. It's on, I can't say I don't know what side of the arena. It's somewhere on the lower bowl. Check that out. It's right above a bar, go figure. But back to the game, yes, dominating when you look at everything from a totality perspective. The Golden Knights did put the Caps away. Darcy Kemper kept them alive as long as they could. And we had some goalie drama, Tony. I don't know if you were going to throw that in at some point, but I'm just going to jump right in here. So on the ice for warm-ups for the Caps, there was only one goaltender. We all assumed it was going to be who's the goalie that shut out the Golden Knights? I'm already drawing a blank. I already forgot who the guy was.
Another guy.
The other guy. The other guy that shut out the Golden Knights. So, unfortunately, it was reported he missed the morning skates due to maintenance. It was precautionary measures. He winds up not playing. Charlie Lindgren. Thank you. Sorry for not knowing that. So it comes out that he's not playing now. About 4 to 5 hours before the game, the Capitals called up Hunter Shepard from their AHL Hershey Bears. The only problem, they were in Charlotte getting ready to play the Checkers that day. So Lindgren gets woken up, or sorry, not Lindgren, Hunter Shepard gets woken up from his nap, gets on a plane to come to Vegas to be the backup. But he's not on the ice for the warm-ups. He's not on the ice to even start the game, or on the bench, I should say. He didn't even get to the bench until about 5 minutes into the first period. He was in the arena, but his equipment was on the way. I don't know why it came from two different places or how that worked, but just bizarre turn of events to start that game.
We saw Jonathan Marchessault with 2 goals. Jack Eichel, 3 points, had a goal. That beautiful dime, that pass there behind the back, no look to Mark Stone, and then Stone had the goal for VGK.
That was good.
That's a highlight. Yeah, that's definitely a highlight reel assist. Eichel, let's talk about him and the way that he's been playing. 6 points over the past 2 games. And he also had that steal from Carlson. No, he didn't have to try to get it away from William Carlson. It was John Carlson. And then, of course, he skates down the ice on that aforementioned breakaway, and he beats Darcy Kemper.
Yeah, I mean, Eichel is doing exactly. Eichel's in another gear right now, I think. This is the version of Eichel that the Golden Knights haven't necessarily seen yet, where he puts the team on his back. He puts the team on his shoulders, whatever pun you want to use right there, and he becomes that difference maker. There's the point per game, Jack Eichel, which is still pretty good. It's an elite level talent right there. But now we're seeing the Eichel that can just say, screw it, we're winning this game because I say so. And him and Mark Stone together, that was a call that I had. Cassidy could have called me 2 weeks ago. I could have stopped the scoring drought all myself.
No, I heard you. He heard you. That's why he did it. He heard you on the show.
Maybe he did.
I know that he does.
I'll take it.
We had a goalie assist. We'll talk about goaltending injuries and such in the second segment, but he had an assist and he took it away from William Carlson. That was kind of funny.
The only reason William Carlson even almost got an assist is because he couldn't handle that first pass. So, I mean, that would have been like if Carlson would have got the assist, I know you would have been going bonkers this morning.
No, you're absolutely right. This was a Capitals team from the get-go on Saturday night, Chris. They wanted to fight. They wanted to fight VGK right now. No, they were too hungover.
I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
This was I wish I would have upload this one too. So I asked Jonathan Marchessault, and we'll get Bruce's take in a second here now I think about it. But I asked Marchessault, I said, hey, Evgeny, I almost said Dadonov, Kuznetsov dumped you in the end of the second period.
Yeah.
He chirped you all the way to the bench. You obviously ignored him. And then I said Tom Wilson was looking to mess with Barbashev from the word go, talk about the team's composure. I forgot the terminology. And Marchessault made a comment. He felt that the Golden Knights kept their composure and just kind of did everything right that game. The Caps just were outside of their mind from the word go. Tom Wilson took a slash or a hook or something like that sent him to the box. He tried to take Barbashev with him. Barbashev just gave him the cold shoulder. It was great. It was absolutely priceless. And then there was another time like 5, 6, 7 minutes later where after a whistle, Wilson skates by Barbashev. Doesn't do anything. Realizes it's Barbashev, turns around and kind of starts whacking him with his stick, trying to be the agitator. And Barbashev was like, dude, go away. He's like flicking him off like a bug on his shoulder or something like that. But So I got something good here. We're going to play a video here right now, guys. This is Bruce Cassidy's response. So the short version is I asked Cassidy about being the measuring stick for all these teams around the NHL. But what do the Golden Knights measure themselves up against? What is the measuring stick for the Golden Knights? This is the quote from Bruce Cassidy. Check this out, everybody. If you can't hear it, turn your car radios up a little bit if you can't hear it. But here you go.
Hey, we're the defending champs, so you're going to get that. But I think the key word for us we talk about too is defending. We're defending till someone takes it from us. But this year, everyone feels they're good enough to win too, right? So let's get back to the moment and be that team. Enjoy beating the defending champs, but let's keep working on being the repeating champs, right? And I think there was just a little bit of a mindset shift on that for us in Edmonton when we talked.
So there you go. We're the defending champs. Let's focus on becoming the repeating champs. And this is not Cassidy spilling confidence or making a prediction that the Golden Knights are about to repeat. But Cassidy has not ignored since the first day of training camp what the overall goal is. Like some teams won't even talk about wanting to win the Stanley Cup. It's just an unspoken whatever. But Cassidy from day one of training camp, from the first media availability, has been open and discussing what the goal is. So good on Cassidy to deliver a nice, strong message. A good chunk of the players watch that. Cassidy says that himself to the players in the locker room. So it's amazing what a difference a week makes, Tony. Last week, the sky was falling a week ago. And here we are a week later, and all of a sudden now we're focusing on becoming the repeating champions. I love it.
Unbelievable. And a couple of notes here. Jonathan Marchessault, his first goal in his career against the Caps. So that was a pretty interesting tidbit. I stole that from, I think, the first intermission
Nice.
there, state-run television.
Perfect.
And Michael Amadio, did you see this note? He's plus 12 on the ice, and that currently ranks him second behind Alexander Barkov, plus 12. Plus 12.
Listen, Amadio, we said this, or I said this 2 weeks ago.
No, we're talking about the way he's played well.
Yeah,
and he's done a lot of dirty things.
He has, and he's quietly the unsung hero of this team. And you have a line 2 center, although Stevenson is now a line 3 center, but you have another center who can pitch in on one of the top 2 or 3 lines if need be. And Amadio, he's not a perfect player by any means. He does a lot of things right. And I mean, it's helping. I know Tony's going to cover his ears in a second, but it's helping all the time he has spent on a line with William Karlsson, watching, how Karlsson plays a 200-foot game and getting it done on both sides. But Amadio is willing to get in there and get a little dirty in the corners, maybe. There you go, Tony. Loved it.
Did you see those? I found something online, Lars bars. They're like these candy bars. We should throw them on the ice. But it said like a concoction by Tony or something funny. I don't know where that came from. But we do know, coming up next, we're going to talk about the VGK goalie situation and injuries and much, much more. Stay with us right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Mark Stone scores a hat trick. That could happen. Jack Eichel goes on a heater. Absolutely. VGK wins the Stanley Cup again. You just heard the comments from Bruce. And if you want to win 100 times your money, play daily fantasy hockey on the Sleeper app. That's right. These are all possible scenarios for this upcoming season. But to have a chance of winning big, you need to play. Daily fantasy hockey on Sleeper is the way to go as the official daily fantasy app of the Locked On NHL Network. Sleeper is our top choice for daily fantasy sports, especially daily fantasy hockey. With Sleeper, you can win 100 times your cash in daily fantasy hockey contest, and you can take a look at what players you want to put on your roster, and entries can be made under 1 minute. And there's a lot of big-time players out there. Again, Jack Eichel's the way to go. 6 points in 2 games, 8 points in 3, I think I read somewhere. And all you need to do is pick more or less on the stats from the major stars. So choose the stats like assists, goals, saves. You've got plus, minus, like Amadio, and much, much more. You heard us, VGK fans, 100 times payout on Sleeper. So start paying attention and get your picks right so you can win big. Go to the new Sleeper app and use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL. You'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Again, go to Sleeper, promo code LOCKEDONNHL. Sleeper's terms of use. Check it out for details. Welcome back from Las Vegas. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick reporting. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. We've got a couple of features to pass your way. WTF, What the Stinking Friday. We've got that coming up every Friday. Saturday morning is the Chris and Chris show, and that is a YouTube exclusive, and you might as well go there today and subscribe. We appreciate everyone, especially during this holiday season, for sticking with us.
Yeah.
Did you see some of those Spotify numbers of the amount of minutes? Like a lot of the folks that follow us.
Goodness.
Yeah, the folks that
follow time with us, but thank you so much. It's amazing to see that. It really is.
Right? I listened to Locked On Golden Knights 11,920 minutes. What? We don't even listen to it that much. Okay, so I want to talk. It's amazing. It really is. It's mind-boggling. I was blown away.
The only show that I go back and rewatch, me and my son, it's our Saturday morning tradition, the whole family actually, right after the YouTube gets uploaded, we watch the
Peter
entire
Puck?
show together. No.
You watch one of our shows?
Me and this Chris and Chris show. Chris, by the way, this is remarkable. So me and you, we talk, we BS for a second before we start the show. Obviously,
We're pretty
Chris
good at that.
says, "Yeah, we're specialty." Chris says, "Hey, I'm going to do the intro today." So Chris rocked the entire intro. Yeah,
come on.
Chris crushed the intro, and then we had a little. You have "Shut Up, Tony," and then I have "Little Chris, please lower your voice, young man."
Love it. That's
and he had a sign too, and we were having fun. He's still bugging me for a Twitter handle, but we'll see about that.
We'll see. Parental guidance. And I said, let Uncle Tony run that for him. You've got no issues there. It would be run so well, and there'd be no issues there. You'd have those. Shut up, Tony. Okay. So, Chris, Adin Hill, do we have any idea on the extent of his injury, how long he'll be out? I just was curious, like you did a great job in kind of figuring out all the pieces. VGK plays St. Louis here tonight. And then, of course, they don't get the back-to-back. Only the Blues do. And they'll meet again. They have a rematch.
No back-to-back for the Blues. Unless it's afterwards.
They had one last night.
The Blues played the second, then they played the fourth. They were off on the third. According to Hockey Reference, they played on the second.
I thought it was last night. Okay, in any event, so VGK plays St. Louis tonight. Stay with me. Wednesday night, they shift to St. Louis. They don't play in the Checker Dome anymore, do they? That's no.
Checker Dome. Oh my God! Wow.
I just had a flashback.
That's good.
Any chance that we'll see the other guy, Jiri Patera, in net in one of these two games?
No way. I mean,
no.
So let's talk about God. No, there's no back-to-backs coming up, is there?
No, it's not a back-to-back. They have a day off in between. No. And you think that LT's going to play the third game in like 5 nights?
I do.
Okay.
So let's talk about what's happening with Adin Hill and the connecting of the dots, so to speak. So Friday night, the Silver Knights played. And I put this on my Twitter, I think, on Wednesday. Let's wait to see who plays in goal on Friday for the Henderson Silver Knights because the
an investigative report. It was investigative.
Yes, yeah. I went to a hockey game with my son and investigated. Yeah, I had a great time.
An investigative report broke out. Yeah,
first goalie that leads the Silver Knights onto the ice, Jordan Papierny, with the other guy Patera doing backup duties. That right there tells you that something was about to happen. Sure enough, around 9:15 on Saturday morning or 10:15, whatever it was, there's the tweet. And with an exclamation point too, Golden Knights. Like, why are we, I mean, no disrespect to Jiri Patera, but why are we excited about this? So Jiri Patera called up to the Vegas Golden Knights. So obviously we know Adin Hill was not going to be available on Saturday nights. Bruce Cassidy did have a press conference on Saturday. This is, I don't want to say the kiss of death, but it's pretty dang close. We're calling him day-to-day for now. For now. Now, listen, this is nothing against the Golden Knights, first of all. This is nothing against Coach Cassidy. This is the NHL and how they allow teams to be very under the radar, very non-committal, not upfront about the injuries. It's upper body, it's lower body, it's day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, and there's 2 different versions of IRs. As long as you check one of those boxes when you're reporting your injuries, you're good to go. So with Adin Hill and the fact that the Silver Knights played Sunday night, Stephen Marsh gave me the lead on all of this. Love talking with him, talking all sorts of hockey. But the Henderson Silver Knights signed David Tendek to a PTO, another ECHL goalie. Not even he wasn't even with the Ghost Pirates. He's with a different team even. So Tendek was the backup Sunday night for Jordan Papierny. Unfortunately, the Silver Knights fell 7-4 to the Gary Wranglers. That drives Steve Carp nuts when you say Calgary, by the way, just so you know, Tony. And
he doesn't like that much.
No, he doesn't like it. And I do it too, but he only brought you up.
Didn't they send him up from the Night Monsters or send him down from the
knock it off
Lake Tahoe Night Monsters?
The point being is now the Silver Knights have another goalie. So the Golden Knights do have a practice today on Monday, or a pregame skate, pardon me. Coach Cassidy will have media availability. You bet one of the first 3 questions is going to be, Adin Hill, what's up? And at 11:05, unfortunately, I can't make practice. I got to work today.
11:03, it'll be the first question.
Well, the practice starts, I think, at 11. So 11:01, you'll know what goalies are on the ice for the Golden Knights. Listen, if Adin Hill's on the ice, great, wonderful, let's go. But I got a feeling that's not going to be the case. And comparing Alec Martinez, just put on IR. It could be just a retro thing. They're just doing it to check a box because it might be a couple extra days, or it might not be a couple extra days. But Alec Martinez, this was announced. I could have my dates crossed, but he didn't play the game against the Coyotes. I believe the last game he played was against the Stars. Before the road trip, I think Cassidy could be quoted saying he's about 7 to 10 days away. We'll see what happens. Well, we're right about 7 to 10 days right now from that last road trip. So the fact that the team is putting him on an IR right now tells me it might not necessarily be 7 to 10 days.
Okay.
Shea Theodore, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, we're talking about goalies, though, too, and then you could bring us up to date on Shea
Gotcha.
Theodore. Okay, the other guy, right, Yuri Patera, last season, 2-0, 2.50 goals against, 929 save percentage. He beat the Canucks, but he also won at St. Louis. This earned him his name, the other guy on the cup, right? Because he beat the Blues. He had 33 of 36 saves in that game, and he won that contest. And so that's why I was kind of putting together the pieces and going, well, he's already beat these guys. Maybe they'll try him again. But you say no.
Okay. No. Well, I like your perspective and the fact that, I mean, listen, the fact that he does have history there suggests listen, put it to you like this. If Patera plays on Wednesday against the Blues when the Golden Knights have 2 days off before they travel to Dallas, that tells you something about the situation with Adin Hill. Looking at Patera's stats while we're on it right now, 14 games with the AHL Knights, 317 goals against. I don't like that. And a 900 on the head save percentage. Silver Knights aren't a bad team. Last year, the Silver Knights were a bad team. Call it what it is. This year, they're not a bad team. And Patera's numbers are very mid, putting it lightly. So will he make the step when if he gets in an NHL net this year? Might have to find out soon.
Okay. Shea Theodore, an update?
Yeah, Shea Theodore is now LTIR, which that's not necessarily a surprise. The team tweeted out successful surgery, upper body. And at first it was week to week, right? It might even still be a week to week designation. But if you're going to go on LTIR, you got to miss 24 calendar days and 10 games. So it's going to be, I think I did the math, the earliest he's eligible. It's either the 19th of December against Carolina or the 21st of December against Tampa. I'll very cautiously set the over-under at the Winter Classic for Theodore to make a return. And honestly, rushing him back just because of the Winter Classic, I don't think makes a lot of sense. If he's ready, fine. But I don't know if it's the Winter Classic is cool, but that's not exactly a reason to rush a player back unless they are fully 100% available. So the Golden Knights are going to have to dig deep for a little bit. We're going to see a lot of Hutton, Korczak, and I think there's a little separation between Korczak and Pahal on the depth chart, so to speak, for now. So good on Korczak to earn that, but Pahal's there waiting, and see how the next week to 10 days in this precautionary situation plays out. So there you go. I got it. I got precautionary in there.
And we're both listed as day-to-day as well. And
we're precautionary.
We're definitely precautionary. But I wanted to ask you about the durability of Adin Hill and LT. I still have a concern there. And I don't know what's going to happen if they need to go to the other guy or another guy or an e-bug.
E-bug, right? That's pretty funny. So, I mean, listen, Adin Hill has never appeared in greater than 27 regular season contests, which was last season. Adin Hill also had 15 playoff games, 18 playoff, whatever the number was of playoff games that he had. So the reality that needs to be acknowledged is the fact that Adin Hill, and listen, he spent a portion of that time, a large portion being a backup goalie. So those numbers are slightly skewed, but in this season, we now have early injury troubles. And maybe it's just a couple of games, it's a little tweak, and maybe he's back in net tonight. Maybe he starts tonight. Who knows? Like, that's the thing. We won't know until about 11 o'clock once the practice reports start coming out. Or maybe it's not anything. Maybe it's something bigger. We don't know. But Logan Thompson, last season, 37 appearances. So that's if we're going on career bests, that's 64 games between the 1A and 1B goalie. Looking at previous stats, so 21-22, Thompson had 26 appearances for the Silver Knights, 2020-21, 23 appearances, but he wasn't necessarily. Who was the other goalie? Was it Patera then? I think who the other.
Seville.
No, Seville was after that. I'm trying to think.
Is Seville
who
still
Logan
hurt?
Thompson
What's
was.
up with that guy?
Seville's hurt. He's LTIR right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to think who Logan would have been splitting his time with a couple of years ago, and I don't know, unfortunately. But point being is Logan Thompson's never had greater than 37 appearances in a professional season in his career, going all the way back to 2017-18 when he got 55 appearances with the Brandon Wheat Kings. So there you go.
Coming up next, we've got a preview of tonight's game, VGK versus St. Louis. We'll take a look at that. No, it's not a back-to-back. As I said in the open, we need to recut that. We'll return with more right after this on Locked On Golden Knights. When you are drafting your fantasy team, do you ever wish that you could do the same thing with your business team? If you are building a roster to win a league, you need Indeed. Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Don't spend hours on multiple job sites looking for candidates with the right skills when you could do it all on Indeed. Find top talent fast with Indeed's suite of powerful hiring tools like Indeed Instant Match with assessments and virtual interviews. Indeed does all the hard work for you. Sponsor a job and boom, Instant Match. It'll show you all the candidates whose resumes on Indeed fit your job description immediately. Right after you post. With Instant Match, you can get the whole thing started, the hiring process started very, very fast. Join over 3 million businesses worldwide using Indeed to hire great talent fast. Indeed knows hiring needs to be cost effective when you are running your own business. So definitely visit Indeed.com/lockedon. You can start hiring right now. It's that time of year. A lot of folks are looking for work around the holidays, so you can find some really good candidates. Just go to Indeed.com/lockedon, Indeed.com/lockedon. Terms and conditions apply. Cost per application pricing not available for everyone. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Welcome back to Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Cowboy Chris Golick reporting from Las Vegas. We appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for making us your very first listen every day. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Locked On Golden Knights.
Let's like a hat or something over here.
I know. So, yeah, National Finals Rodeo Week coming up here ahead. And on University Drive, right in front of the Thomas and Mack, they're doing major road construction right now. And the rodeo with 18,000 plus fans every night filling the Mac. It took me forever to get through that mess. We went to the press conference yesterday for the Las Vegas Bowl, and then also for UNLV's bowl appearance coming up in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl in Phoenix. Congrats to the Rebs. Congrats again to Utah and Kansas State. Congrats to the Showgirls and John Cicente, executive director of the Las Vegas Bowl. Yesterday, he goes, "Okay, any questions? Hey, TC, you always have a question." No questions. Packed room, of course, right? And then I came back and I go, "Well, I do have a question. You might not like this question, but what about the future of this bowl game moving forward now that the Pac-12 is dissolved?"
Oh.
So, mic drop.
He regretted that one. So you saw a weird reaction out of me when you were doing the read. I was going through the standings like I always do. I was looking for a cowboy hat. I don't own a single.
Okay,
cowboy
I don't know
hat.
what either.
But the Kings are still 9-0 on the road. That's my moment. The Kings are 9-0 on the road.
Do you know when their next game is on the road? I had them losing
January 14th. I don't know.
I had them losing at the Rangers. I think.
Of course you did, you Homer.
Yeah, Homer. Okay. We want to talk about St. Louis. The Blues come in.
Yeah, the Blues. Yeah, okay.
They were down 3-0 last time out Saturday, and they couldn't recover as they fell in Arizona. Connor Ingram's on fire, by the way. He's a funny guy. He pulls pranks. He does a lot of funny stuff. And he had 31 saves against St. Louis on Saturday night. To summarize the game, this is what I read about 1:42 in the morning. Torrey Krug said, we have about 10 minutes there of bad hockey, 15 minutes of okay hockey, and 35 minutes of good hockey, but it's not enough. So that summarized the game entirely with Torrey Krug. And here's a team. It's either they are in games competitive or they just get blown out, because 8 of 11, Chris, Blues losses, they've been down by 3-goal deficits. So the story here is for VGK needing to jump on the St. Louis Blues early in tonight's game.
I want to know how on 11-11 the Blues went to Colorado and beat them 8-2, and then they bounced back with a home victory against Tampa 5-0. But I mean, listen, one thing I'll say is the Blues and the Golden Knights have some fun games together. There are some very wacky third periods involved. You made the comment the Golden Knights need to jump on the Blues, but even if the Blues jump on the Golden Knights, there's been some crazy 2 and 3 goal comebacks against the Blues before. So the third period, just whatever's in the water that day, whatever is going on, there's something strange that happens every time these two teams meet. Weird game for the Golden Knights, right? You had the first game back from the road trip against the Caps. They were able to get over that hump. Couple days to, they had yesterday off Sunday, so that's kind of the day to recuperate. Team will be back on the ice with their skate today. The good thing is they play the Blues back to back, so I don't think this is a spot where the Golden Knights can overlook the Blues, because their next opponent is the Dallas Stars on Saturday after they play these 2 games against the Blues. So like you said, Tony, hopefully they jump on them early. Hopefully this is a kind of a boring game like Saturday was at T-Mobile. Saturday was boring for the right reasons, because the game was just never in the balance from early on. The Golden Knights dominated. It was just a question of when the floodgates were going to open, and it took a little bit, but they eventually did. And, it would be nice if the Golden Knights just got like a 3-0 lead in the first period, run off with like a 5-1 victory. That would be just a perfect way to end this little quick homestand before they go back on the road for a couple quickies.
Who to look for? Pavel Buchnevich has 10 points in 13 road games this season. And then, of course, it's always fireworks aplenty when Jordan Bennington is in net.
Goalie fight. Let's go.
Let's do it tonight. Penalty kill.
Logan's the one Logan is actually just as scrappy as Adin, and Logan would do it.
Okay, penalty kill, 28 of 31. They've stopped the puck. They're second in the league at 90%. And so if EGK gets on their 16 power plays like they did against the Caps the other night, in all likelihood, they'll be stopped. We want to, let's do our locks of the night and our predictions. And let's get to that. And I'll go first, okay? I'm going to go with Marchessault and Stone. I just think those two players are about to erupt some more, and I think this is a perfect game for Jack Eichel to keep that point streak going. Craig Berube says that his team has shot itself in the foot, mostly in the second periods. So watch out. And VGK played, I thought, its best hockey game of the season in the second period just the other night against the Caps. Turnovers are a big thing, a key in this game, and the Caps have not done very well protecting the puck. I'm going to go, let's see. Oh, man, I think I'll go 4-1 VGK. Is that okay? Like, we're going to have this whole run of 4-1 games? Let's do it. 4-1 Golden Knights.
Was that this season or last year?
No, that was this season. That was early this season. Yeah.
Like so long. All right, we got Allie this morning.
House.
I just want to know if it's going to be a different outcome, because I ask Allie every day to be. I think there's one game where I didn't talk to her before the game, but I ask, like, people have chirped me on Twitter saying, "Oh, Allie, whatever," but it's the same. This is always her pick. Okay, it's always whatever she tells me.
I'm glad Allie's here, man. This is great.
All right, Allie. So Chris is on is questionable this morning, but Allie, Chris is sitting this one out for precautionary measures. Allie, what do you got?
Thanks, Allie. That was great.
Just like Cal Ripken. Here every day and consistence. Thank you, Ellie. She's got a little limp right now. She's actually playing through an injury right now. She had a little
Lower body,
she definitely lower body, lower ankle. She's limping more now because I called her out.
because you just
No,
said
I
it.
think she might have rolled her ankle. She got a little bruise going. Hope it's not broken, but I think she's all right.
Oh
She's
no,
tough.
what was
I
she
don't think
doing?
it's
Was she
broken.
playing hockey?
No, I know
Jumping off the Zamboni?
she rolled her ankle on the trampoline, I think, but hopefully it's
Oh,
no big deal.
jeez.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's not fun. All
let's
right,
get your pick.
so
We're running
yeah,
way late
Chris will
today.
get us later. We are. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, you're gonna
My
yell at for this
goodness,
show.
yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Barbashev, Amadio, that'll be fun. Barbashev, hopefully he's turning a corner. Hopefully Barbashev is going to turn a corner right now. So Barbashev, Amadio, I said 5-1 walk off, so we'll go 5-1. And then
Okay,
Chris will give us those picks. We'll tweet him out later.
we'll tweet them out, and people are paying attention to those picks there. They were the other night, and I
What'd you
think
say?
Allie won the tiebreaker. I think Allie won the tiebreaker.
I just
They
got yelled
are.
at. I keep forgetting to plug in like Christmas lights back here.
Yeah.
My wife put up these Christmas lights. I forgot
I
to put them
know,
up.
I
So
know,
here.
I
Yeah,
know.
there you go. I got this light. I got my work light.
Oh, you
Okay.
need to make sure and wear the cowboy hat for NFR tomorrow.
I don't
If you
have a
find one.
cowboy
I don't
hat.
have one either. I don't have
I'm
one.
glad I don't work at Gold Coast and all the coast casinos because
Right.
they make all the pit bosses like dress up like that. I would
Yeah.
FMLA for 10 days straight for me. No doubt.
All right, save that for
I'd find
save
it.
that for WTF. That's Fridays, of course. We appreciate the everydayers that tune in
Wrap
to
it
all
up.
this shenanigans every day. And thanks for making us your first listen. And go to the YouTube channel and subscribe at Locked On Golden Knights. For my man Chris Golick, I'm Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Locked On Golden Knights.